How do you make videos when life is so very chaotic? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you my behind the scenes process to make 3 videos in one sitting. And I'm going to also break down the big point because this one thing that you might be doing could be killing you. I know it's killed me twice, actually 3 times, and I don't want it to get you. It's a trap. Looking at your analytics, looking at your view counts, and feeling bad is a complete trap. And I know some of you are looking at me right now and thinking, no, but I need to improve. And yes, but that's a level of improvement that is so very limited, and you are a whole person and you are growing in so many different ways. And to do this well and to do this for the long haul, you're going to have to do it in a lot of ways for a long time, not a short time. Not spending a lot of time every day doing it necessarily. Like, look at me, I'm gonna... You don't even know why I'm showing you this yet, but I'm showing you this. I'm gonna drop 3 videos in 3... I don't know, it's gonna take 5 minutes to shoot. The reason this might take longer is because I'm shooting this extra video to bring you behind the scenes. But it's also good for me, honestly, to do stuff like this. One, I'm getting YouTube content back together again. So for those of you that don't know, I'm in day 17 of a 30-day daily posting challenge. If I finish the challenge, I get paid. How much? I don't know. The total prize pot is $100,000 put on by Stan. Shout out to Stan, as in Stan Store. But it depends how many people finish. Here's hoping that only one person finishes, and it's me, and I get 100K. Yeah, right? I'm probably going to get something more like $10. If I'm hopeful for 100, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm guessing it'll be somewhere between 10 and $100. Place your bets in the comments. How much money I gotta make when I finish this bad boy. But I do see that only 5. There's less than 1,000 videos hashtagged on Instagram with the code word. I think there's a lag. I think it might be more than 1,000 videos. But given that we should all be on day 17, 16 right now, it's pretty good. Pretty good, guys. But anywho. Don't just live in the views. And actually, this is my way of talking out what I'm going to be talking, what I'm going to make my short video about. So actually, this microphone is not plugged into this camera right here. And if you notice it's following me around, no, I don't have a second shooter. I have a DJI Osmo Action camera, which I love. And I lost some of the pieces too because life is a mess. Life is a complete mess. I have a 10, 7, and a 4-year-old child. I am cleaning up after a 79-year-old, my dad, who I love, who's about to turn 80, and a 78-year-old, my mom. Long story short, they have a hoarder house. Dad had 2 brain surgeries in 4 months. Life is messy. But I've made 17 days of daily videos, and in fact, this is my comeback. Actually, no, January was my comeback. I started doing weekly videos again, and just for context, I did not do any videos on LinkedIn until last year. You couldn't, really, barely, but they brought in vertical video, and I'm like, oh dang, that's my jam. Plus, I've been meaning to get back on LinkedIn. I actually really like LinkedIn. Long story short, together with learning to write and tell better stories, that was the real skill. Telling better stories grew that LinkedIn channel from basically nothing to 3,500 followers. I'm at like 3,524. I'm getting like 10 or 20 a day now. Wild. This ain't YouTube. This ain't Instagram. This is LinkedIn, which is good for business because people come to LinkedIn not to be amused, but to grow their business. They're actually thinking that way. Unlike Facebook, which is more like a family picture show, statistically proven. That's why people go. And Instagram, which is more to be just hecka entertained. We go to Instagram to have fun, but we go to LinkedIn to do business. And doesn't matter what business you're in, there are ideal customers for you. And in fact, if you're not doing B2B stuff, I would argue that makes it even more important for you to be there because your competition definitely hasn't thought about it yet, which makes you a category of 1 there. You're the only one, and that's actually the best place to be. But don't just worry about the views. That is the trap. That is what's killed my creation process 2 times, 3 times now. There's always other reasons. There's always time, there's always energy as a reason. But I would say that looking at your analytics is a total trap. Now, analytics are not bad. You do need to look at your analytics to know what is going on with your channel and how to grow. However, if that's the only thing you look at, it will kill you. It will crush your soul. And it doesn't help if you have wins. In fact, it makes things even worse. I could argue, and I will argue in one of these videos, you don't want... Your big wins might be the thing that kills you. Because I remember getting a 10,000 view video and chasing that 10,000 view mark after that. And I got a lot of subscribers. I grew the channel a lot. You can see it on my YouTube channel. Super simple marketing. There is a video. If you sort by most viewed, it's very clear. It's 11,000 views as of 2026. It was fantastic. It built my new platform and my new business. However, I was always chasing that and secretly super disappointed every time I fell short. I never talk about it because you don't want to talk about that. You feel like on camera, here I am talking about it though. It's going to make some ripping content. It makes a good story. And the story is everything, honestly. But yes. Went from 11,000 all the way down to like, well, I'm getting a lot of 2s and 5s, which was thrilling for me because before that I was pulling 200 view videos. And you can tell that I thought a lot about the views because I could tell you these views. I could just rattle them off. The same thing happened to me on Instagram, mind you. And I quit Instagram. That was the year before the YouTube year. I have a video there with 20,000 views. I think you might even still be able to see it pinned to my Reels tab because I think it's funny. 21 point something K. Heck, while I've got the phone out, I could even pull it out. So I'm also super simple marketing on Instagram. And if I go to my Instagram Reels... Are thousands of first... Instagram Reels, yep. 21.7K. That's the one in the middle. It is a dumb video. I have different hair. It was a long time ago. I've got different glasses. I didn't do the cool glasses. Actually, these are the coolest. Comment if you want to know where I get my glasses. I'm really trying to get those brand deals. Not as a main business thing, but a for fun thing. Anywho, the views kill me. Chasing views sucks. Because you're at the mercy of the algorithm. I mean, you create for the audience, and the algorithm is your audience. But what you don't realize is, at least I didn't, is that it takes time to really know an audience and to really get to know them. You could get lucky once and you can double down on that. And I did, but I got discouraged because I never hit 10K again. I kept hitting 2K, 5K, 3K, 1K. And if, God forbid, I got below 1K, then I would be so sad. When in reality, you should be happy. That's the argument right now. That's today's argument. You should be happy. I'm going to explain that in short videos, but I want to talk it out here first because this is good for me. And the idea is worth a longer video. You deserve more than 30 seconds of this, right? And maybe that's going to be the call to action from this. Comment full video to get the full backstory. I like that. See, this is the way the creative mind works. I'm not even thinking that far ahead. I just thought I would make 3 videos. And now I'm kind of putting it all together. I'm an external processor, so this is another reason why it might be helpful for you to make long-form videos. It also builds affinity as long as you can stay relatively focused. At least the customer is the hero, with the viewer is the hero. Make the content that helps the viewer, not just to externally process your ideas. But to go back, and shout out me if you have ADHD, because that's me. You can comment that one. And why this thing bounces everywhere. But the better thing to focus on is not the view count. The view count is one thing, but it shouldn't be your sole focus, in my opinion. I think you got to be reflective. I think you got to keep track of the big picture. Everything counts. You need to keep score, not just with that. I mean, first of all, you should keep score with money. Have you made money? If this is part of your business, treat it that way. Is this generating money? But don't think of it as something you're going to pull the plug on. If it doesn't generate money after 1 week, 4 weeks, even 12 weeks, even a year in some cases. But what you're doing is you're building a business asset. And I want you to look at the money as a way of staying encouraged. If it discourages you, maybe it's not the best thing, but also look at business that came in, right? Leads, money that was made. And besides that, you can look at opportunities that came in. Oh, I guess that's leads, but you keep track of that. Oh my gosh, I have a 10:30 appointment. So let me get into that. But also, I think you should journal. There's a book called The Gap in the Gain about happiness is the biggest predictor of success. So you got to do this in a way that makes you happy. Fall in love with the process. Look back and with gratitude and amazement, you're amazing at how far you've come. Look at where you started. Look where you are now. That's the easiest way to not freak out and get discouraged that you didn't get 10,000 views again. And I wish I had done that in 2024 on YouTube. I wish I had done that on Instagram in 2023. And I wish I had done that when things got crazy at the end of my awesome year on LinkedIn that generated me 3,500 followers. And more importantly, keeping score with the right scoreboard, $37,500. Dang, that's a lot of money for me. I don't know about you, but from content, let's go in opportunities that converted into business. That was it. Some were coaching clients, and there was a big retainer client that came in. Anywho, just saying all this is possible. Make the content. And I just want to give you a quick tour. This is the studio for today. It's my kitchen. It's kind of crappy. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say that. We did a lot with this room. You should have seen this when we moved in. It was a total fixer-upper. And we fixed it. It is fixed up. But we put this table on this corner in, and the kids have wrecked it. There's their stuff everywhere. So first power tip, just clean off one clean space and you'll be fine. But second of all, I'm like natural light. Now I do have a little bit of backlight, but it's not direct. It's not direct lighting, so that's why it works. Let me flip this around so I can actually aim. So I'm going to be sitting right here. There's this big window, and that's my main light. Because notice how the sunlight's coming in, but it's not landing on me. That's actually really good. Oh my gosh, don't look at the floor. And this here, and oh my gosh, I got to show you real quick. There's a hummingbird in that nest. Can I zoom? I think I can. Oh! Zooming. There's a hummingbird in a nest on top of that lamp. Isn't that dope? All right. Nature's cool. That will be a video at some point. But anyway, indirect lighting. This is going to be gorgeous, beautiful lighting. And the phone will adapt. I've got my cutting board. I've got my onions. I've noticed that the food videos are working really well. So again, I'm back on that again. Face tracking enabled. All right, we're tracking my face so you can watch me make these videos. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to attempt to make 3 videos in 5 minutes. We'll see how far I actually get because I do have this call with Brittany coming in 7 minutes. All right, the first video. So all I really think about is the hook, the idea, and I usually improvise the rest. And the skills that you can learn, I'd say there's 2 skills to being good at video. And honestly, you only need 1. If you learn both, you're a super weapon, but you don't got to be a super weapon. You can just be a normal weapon. But the skills are, 1, you learn to get good at talking, or 2, you learn to get good at editing. One of these, in my opinion, is easier for most of us than the other, which is the talking, but your results may vary. I learned how to edit first, then I learned how to talk, and I guess I learned how to edit my talking in my head. I think that's what might have happened with practice. And that's why you track the other stuff. You don't just track the views. Track how you feel. Track how your process is improving. Track how, oh my gosh, I didn't freak out that time. Oh my gosh, that one was funny. That one made me laugh. Oh, I got really comfortable with my voice here. I really liked that. So, to cap this video off, I'm going to take you inside my process. And you know what? Screw it. I'm going to shoot with the selfie camera on my phone just so I can see because I'm running out of time. So make sure it's set to video. And to save time too, I'm just going to push record on my camera and I'm not going to make separate videos. If I ever screw up, I'm just going to keep rolling until I've finished as many videos as I can in 5 minutes. I really only have 5 minutes now. So let's see how far I get. before my call with Brittany, and I'm gonna try and get them all done. So, framed up. I'm gonna pull this down a little. That's why selfie is so good. You can actually see your angles for a change, right? I think I don't want the flowers in the frame. I don't want my Girl Scout cookies in the frame. And I want this a little closer, so I'm framing it up in the camera. And I'm gonna do onions, this. I want my knife. I want my knife. Stop looking at views. Deep breath. Getting ready. Video's been running for a minute. I haven't done anything significant, so I'm just going to stop now. This will be my last time that I stop and reset. All right. If you're looking at your views every day, every time you make a piece of content, and you're not doing this one thing, you are killing your ability to create. This is day 16 of making 30 days of video where I talk straight to the camera with no edits, and you gotta stop doing that to yourself because it's so discouraging if you don't track what actually matters. Do the views matter? Yes, I will answer that briefly. The views do matter. You don't get business unless you're getting viewed, unless you're getting seen, business owners. However, that doesn't matter if you burn yourself out thinking about how you didn't get as many views this time as you got last time. The thing to track is the progress you've made. Is this getting easier? Are you having more fun with it? Is there something you're learning about how to do this process? Listen, you're a creator. Take care of yourself as a creator and fall in love with the process. Oh, it burns. Okay, that was first video. I feel good enough, which is important. Just being good enough is the key, and not freaking out about going further. Lots of slamming, lots of emphasis, lots of energy, because it feels extreme to me when I'm doing it. But, and you're kind of seeing in this video that I'm not always that way when I talk to the camera. But especially for a short video, I would encourage you to be you times 2. Because that screen is so small and it cuts out so much of you, your energy, your heart, your passion. You're getting sucked into this tiny little flat panel. And so you have to show up a little bigger. It's like being on the stage in a theater. You play for the back. Talk so that the people in the back of the room can hear you, right? 2 minutes. How far can I go? Remember, these are 1-minute videos, tops, right? If you're trying to make content and you don't do, if you're trying to make content and you don't love this one thing, you are going to quit. I guarantee it. I know because I did it 3 times. I quit 3 times. This is day 18 of making 30 days of videos where I talk straight to the camera with no edits to prove you can talk straight to the camera with no edits. And the thing you have to fall in love with is the process. If you don't fall in love with the process, you will get discouraged by the results, because the results aren't always good. No one hits home runs every dang time. Even the best in the business don't do that. Why do you think you can? And if you think you can, you're going to be disappointed. If you're disappointed and you don't love the process, boy, you will quit sooner or later every time. Don't quit. You've got this. All right, that was the second. I probably should have breathed before I said that, but I'm going to cut it very sharply. All right, I got 2 out. That was pretty good. I'm feeling very good about this. Let me get a dish just to throw stuff in. Fall in love with the process. Oh my gosh, it's 10:30, so I gotta hop on my call. Anyway, I figured that was pretty good. That was 2. I'm going to leave this set up so I can shoot the 3rd. No one's at home, which I just can't shoot these when there's kids or my wife at home. Even though they're cool with me, even though it's been years, I still don't feel fully confident with them in the room. But if you've watched this video all the way to the end, shout out to you. Thank you for watching a 20-minute video with me. If you want to work with me to make simple videos that book you great sales calls, please join the school community. The link is in the description, or go to school.com/video school. School, SKOOL.com/video school, SCHOOL. Oh my gosh. All right. Hey, I'll see you in the next video.